Everyone, I'm Madhvi from the Triple E department in Annamachara Institute of Technology and Sciences in Tirupati. Now we can discuss the topic on magnetically coupled circuits. So first, what you can see in this means, so we are here we can see the what is the self inductance and mutual inductance, and what is the coupling coefficient, and what are the dot determination in the mutually coupled circuits. So if you are seeing, the main objective of this session is nothing but you can understand the basic concept of the self inductance and the mutual inductance, and to understand the concept of coupling coefficient and dot determination in the circuit analysis. So first you can see the what is the self and the mutual inductance. So first you know the what is the magnetically coupled circuit means. So whenever the two loops with or without contacts between them affect each other through the magnetic field generated by one of them, it is called as a magnetic couple. So whenever you can take the two coils or the two loops, they will be either having the contact or not. They generate the one magnetic field in that. So that coupling is called as a magnetical coupled circuit. So what is the example for the magnetically coupled circuit is nothing but a transformer. So it is a device which is designed on the basis of the magnetical coupling. So by using these magnetically coupled coils, you can transfer the energy from one circuit to another circuit. Next, what is the self inductance? So self inductance is nothing but it relates the voltage induced in a coil by the time varying current in the same coil. So the whatever the voltage produced in a coil by varying of the current in a same coil. Suppose if you are taking the one coil having the number of turns n and having an, so here you are having the number of turns n and there will be the current flowing is I, there will be the flux production in the in this coil. So then there will be produce a one EMF. So how we can get the EMF is nothing but according to the Faraday's law, whatever the voltage in a coil, that is voltage V is directly proportional to the number of turns n and the rate of change of the magnetic flux. So from that you can write the voltage expression as V is equals to N into d phi by dt. Next, so here the flux is variable by with the change in the current. So if the current is changing means that there will be the changing of the flux also. So I can write the d phi by dt as d phi by di into di by dt. So I can add one di term here. You can get the d phi by dt as d phi by di into di by dt. So this is the second equation. So by comparing these two equations, you are getting V is equals to N into d phi by di into di by dt. Then you can get the value as V is equals to L into di by dt. So from the third and the fourth equation, if you are comparing both two, so if you are comparing these two equations, L is nothing but, so if you are comparing these two, N d phi by dt, sorry, N d phi by di is nothing but the L. So I can write L value as N into d phi by di. So this is the expression for the self inductance value, and you can represent the units for the self inductance is Henrys. Next, if you are taking the mutual inductance value, so self inductance is nothing but the voltage is generated throughout the same coil by the flowing of the current in the coil. Next, what is the mutual inductance is nothing but when the two inductors or the two coils are in close each other, the magnetic flux is caused by the current in one coil links the other coil. So there will be the producing the induced EMF. So the one effect in the one current affect the flux in the other coil also, or then there will be the production of the voltage in the another coil. So this is nothing but the mutual inductance. So mutual inductance is having the ability of one inductor to induce the voltage across a neighboring inductor. So by varying of the one current, you can get the change in the another coil also. So see the cases for the mutual inductance. So if you are taking the first case, so in this case you can take the two inductance L1 and L2, that is L1 having the number of turns and L2 having the number of turns. You can give the one current to the first coil. So if you see this coil N1 and the coil to N2 turns. So if you are giving the current in this, so if we are taking the current in this direction, so based upon the I1 current, there will be the one flux, that is the 511 will be produced in this first coil. But these flux produced in the first coil affect the second coil also. So there will be the some production of the flux, that is the 512. These are the two fluxes produced by the current I1. So I can write this expression as, from the first case, whatever the flux 5 1 affects the first coil, and that is it can be divided into two fluxes, that is the in the first coil the flux will be 511, based upon the that one more effect is that in the second coil, that is the 512. So the 5 1 is divided into 511 plus 512. So 511 is the flux produced in a first coil, and 512 is the flux between these two coils, that is the effect in the first coil and the second coil based upon the current I1. So I can write the voltage equation as V1 is equals to N1. So based upon the what is the voltage here means V1, I can write N1 and d51 by dt, d51 by di1 into di1 by dt from the self inductance. You can get the value as L1 into di1 by dt. Next, if you see the second coil, what is the voltage in the second coil is nothing but V2. So the number of turns in the second coil is N2, and what is the flux in the second coil based upon the current I1 is nothing but d512 by di1 and di1 by dt. So here the d512 value will be produced due to the current I1. So d512 by di1 in the first case you can write. So I can write this N2 into d512 by di1 as M12. In the first case I take the L1 value. So here the 512 is common for the both first one and second one. I can write this one as M21 into di1 by dt. So here the subscript 21 is nothing but the M21 means the mutual inductance on a coil due to the second coil. So here M is the mutual inductance in a second coil due to the effect of the first coil. Next, if you are seeing the second case, so similar to that, so here the I2 is in the second condition. So here you can give the current to the second conductor, that is the L2. So based upon the current flowing in the second coil, there will be the one flux self-induced coil, that is the 522, and here the flux affect the L1 coil also. Based upon that, one more flux is generated here, that is 521. So 521 is the common for the two coils, and 522 is in the L2 coil. So the I52 value is divided into two components, that is the 522 and 521. 522 is nothing but the flux in the coil 2, and 521 is the flux in a both coils. So you can add the 522 value. What is you get? 521 plus 522. So what is the expression for the voltage, that is V2 is nothing but, so here V2 is nothing but N2 into, so the number of turns is the N2 in the second condition, and what is the flux in that? d522 by d2. Here the condition is second fold, so the current is I2. So di2 into di2 by dt, you are getting L2 into di2 by dt. Here 522 is the self-induced, so you can get L2 into di1 I2 by dt. Similarly, if you are writing the voltage in the first coil, so we can get V1 is equals to N1 into d521 by di2 into di2 by mt. You can write the M12 as di2 by dt. So here the subscript represents the mutual inductance in the first coil due to the second coil. The two circuits you are getting the two mutual inductance. One is the M12 and M21. You can take the value as M. So I can get the value as M is equals to M21 M12 between the two coils. So what are the units for the mutual inductance is nothing but the also Henrys. Next one is nothing but coefficient of coupling. So what is the coefficient of coupling is nothing but it is the measurement of the magnetic coupling between the two coils. So based upon the K value, that is the coupling coefficient value, you can set the either the two coils are coupled or not. So this will be ranges from 0 less than k less than or equal to 1. So if you are getting the k value as 0, there will be no coupling between the two coils. If the k value is nothing but, there will be the perfectly coupled in the two coils. So k less than means 5 means you can get the two coils are in the loosely coupled condition, and k less than 0.5 is nothing but you can get the two coils that will be loosely coupled. It will be greater than the 0.5 means it will be tightly coupled. So based upon this coefficient of coupling or coupling coefficient, you can say that the two couples are having the coupling or not. Next, so what is the formula for the coefficient of coupling is nothing but k is equals to m by root L1 square root of L1 into L2. So this is the coefficient of coupling in the coupled circuits, or you can write the m value as k into square root of L1 into L2. So the next one is the dot determination. So what is the dot determination means? Here it is required to determine the polarity of the mutual inductance. So here in between the two coils there will be the production of the mutual inductance. So the produced mutual inductance is either positive or negative. You can get the polarity by using the dot determination. So what is the dot means? Here if you are using one dot is placed in a circuit at one end of the each two magnetically coupled coils to indicate the direction of the magnetic flux if the current enters that dotted terminal in the coil. So if you are seeing the coils, so here these two coils having the two current direction I1 and I2, and there will be the dot representation is there. So what is the dot representation means? The flux will be flowing in this direction. So in this coil the flux will be produced in this and the direction will be like this. So based upon this we are having the different flux directions. So how we can take the mutual inductance value is nothing but whenever the two currents are entering and the two dot points will be at the same point, that is the two dots will be entering and the two currents will be in the same direction, you can take the mutual inductance as positive, or the two currents will be in the same direction and the two dots will be in the leaving condition, you can take the mutual inductance as a positive. Or conversely, if one will be leaving and one will be entering and the current direction is also opposite, you can take it as a negative value. So two will be in the opposite direction, that is the currents in the same direction and the dots will be in the same direction, you can get the positive value. If one will be changing, that is only the current direction is changing means you can get the mutual inductance is negative. So based upon this you can get the different mutual inductance. So if you see the one diagram, so if you are taking the first example, here the current is entering in this direction, here I2 is in this direction, so L1 L2, so these two are the entering points here. So I1 is entering here, I2 is having the same direction and dot represents, so these two are the entering points, so that's why we can get the mutual inductance here as positive. Next, if you are taking the one more condition, so if you see this, one will be the this in this direction, another will be in this direction, so you can get the current in this direction. So current having the same direction but the dot position is changing, so that's why the mutual inductance is changed as negative. Similar to that, here also L1 and L2 having the opposite signs but the currents in the same direction, you are getting the negative value. Or one more case you can take, here the current direction is same and the dot positions are leaving means you can get the, so these two are same and the dots will be same means you can get the mutual inductance as positive. So in this way you can determine the polarity of the mutual inductance in a coupled circuits. So these are all about the self inductance, mutual inductance and coefficient of coupling and dot representation in a coupled circuits. Thank you.